Assalamu alaikum, welcome my third secondary students for the second semester for English Dروس online. Today we have a revision, and it means that we're going to remember what we've done for unit 1 and 2. So today we will learn 1, how to write an essay expressing our opinion, 2, how to use an appropriate phrases in writing an essay. So mostly it's writing and reading and speaking. So let's start up with some warm-up. So do you speak on the phone a lot? Who to, and what do you usually talk about? Many people, we find them every day. Some people really talk and talk and talk just for nothing, and other people talk what it needs, and others really don't talk much, or they talk to answer or to finish their job. So as for the speaking for today, we're going to have an introduction, and we studied this. If we talk to impair and you have your teacher in the classroom, so you got some photographs on the board, so you look at the photographs and answer the questions below. You can use some of the words and expressions in the boxes. So we have words like landline, outdated, advanced, convenient, commercial or economical, reliable, expensive, health, and hazard. And here's some expressions you start that I believe that people really like to talk on cell phones because it has an advantage of a wireless service, or it is a mobile service, so you can walk anywhere, you can talk anywhere. And you can say, in my opinion, landlines are more or less they're not practical for us because you have to stick to the cord. And also you can say, I think that landlines sometimes are more reliable than mobile phone, because mobile phone really can run out of charging, and they need to charge the battery, and if you lose the battery, it means they're not convenient to use when you lose the battery. And also landlines are very economical, and they are actually healthier than using a mobile phone. Some people still talk about radioactive and radiation coming to your body when using cell phones. So you can actually talk a lot about too many things, and we all know that landlines are getting a little bit outdated. Really very fast technological revolution is happening with the cell phones and the smartphones, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So if you, like me, were with cell phones or against cell phones, or you were with landlines or against landlines, you have to say your opinion, you have to defend your opinion. So let's take these two photos. Photo A1 with a young man on the street with a backpack on his shoulder and talking on his cell phone, and the other guy seems like he's in a job and he's talking and using a landline. Most of the time a cell phone is a personal thing, and landlines are used or still used in the job, or in any company. So for the situation, if you choose to be student A, photographs A and A2 show two people using different kinds of phones, compare the photographs, and say what the advantages of each kind of phones are. So student B will ask a question: which kind of telephone do you use more often? So your landline phones and mobile phones. So if we take a draft or a rough sample of some speaking, if you are with or against using mobile phones. Both landline phones and mobile phones have advantages. For example, a landline phone does not have a battery that needs to be recharged like a mobile phone. Also, you don't have to worry about having good reception. It is more reliable and less likely to be cut off. Some people believe that it is outdated, yet it is a convenient and economical means of communication with others. On the other hand, A mobile phone bypasses the local telephone infrastructure and may still work when landlines are not working. In my opinion, it is an it is an advanced means of communication. The main advantage is that it is portable, which is very useful in emergencies, example, accidents. Other things you can do with a mobile phone are sending text, messages, taking photos, and accessing the internet. Nevertheless, there are reports that link heavy use of mobile phones with certain types of cancer, thus posing a health hazard. So you see, we're just talking about if you are with this or against that, things that are having advantages and other things don't have advantages, or if you are with this or against that, you must state your opinion. And if you with or against this or that, you will have always to convince your your peer or your writer or your reader about your opinion, and you have to give solid examples to be more convenient in your opinion. Now we got some words from the text, so let's remember to choose the word or phrase that produces a grammatically correct sentence. One, we say, however, he has plenty of money, although he has plenty of money, even he has plenty of money, or despite he has plenty of money. And of course, the first one goes for although he has plenty of money, he doesn't spend much. You remember, we're just now offering you a revision class. Now take this soup away. It is too cold to eat. It's so cold to eat. It's enough cold to eat, or it's such cold to eat. And of course we say it is too cold to eat. And number three, in case of the fact, or despite of the fact, or in despite of the fact, or in order of the fact, or in spite, of course, in spite of the fact. So now you always state your opinion, and here, in your opinion, what are the advantages of using the internet? Are there any disadvantages? Yes, many things actually, controversial things have advantages and disadvantages everywhere. Of course, the internet is good, and of course, if you overuse it, it's not going to be good. But it's not a trusty, site, because many people can post anything on the internet without, any kind of accreditation or credibility. So you have to be aware. So if you got this, the advantages and the disadvantages of the internet, and your teacher asks you to write a good essay about it, so of course you're going to state your opinion and you have to pick a side to defend. So let's say that you're with the internet and you have to say some advantages and disadvantages. Before you start writing, you think about it, you make a draft, and then you start with the introduction, and you do in the introduction for an opinion essay, you introduce the subject of the essay, and then you start, that's the first paragraph, and then you start with the main part of the essay, which is the body, as we call it, maybe 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. For the first paragraph, you choose 2 main aspects of the issue. You got advantages and disadvantages. And then you group related ideas in 2 paragraphs and support them with justifications or justification and examples. Always, justify and defend your opinion by examples. And finally, for the conclusion, which is the final paragraph, you can summarize your points, and then you state your overall opinion of the issue. So let's put this into order. So you start by saying what the current situation is, or introducing the debate. So you're going to write about this, and many people think about that, and so on. 2, in the second paragraph, talk about the advantages or reasons in favor. Use expressions like, one advantage of using the internet is 1, 2, 3, and another advantage of using the internet is 1, 2, 3. And you give examples always. For 3, in the third paragraph, give the disadvantages now or reasons against this. You can start this contrasting paragraph with on the other hand, or on the other part, or on the other way, or on the contrary, we have disadvantages also for using the internet. And also you give examples here. And for the conclusion, which is number 4, finally summarize the main argument using to sum up, finally to conclude as a conclusion. And then you give your opinion to using expressions like personally, I believe, I think, in my opinion, and then you're done with an opinion essay. Now let's talk about something with teens. Like these guys here are so much obsessed about the internet these days. They cannot live without internet. So you're going to have a sample of the writing about teens and the internet. So let's talk about it. Yesterday, sociologist Dave Kirby announced the results of research she carried out relating to teenagers and the internet. Approximately 10,000 teenagers in the city completed a questionnaire that asked them about the amount of time they spend on the net, as well as how they believe this affects them. The research findings make disturbing reading for us all. The internet may have become an important part of young people's everyday life, but that doesn't mean that it has only advantages. Whether at home or in libraries, younger generations spend a great deal of time on the internet. It is not used wisely. It can do more harm than good. First of all, surfing the internet can sometimes be harmful to their health. This is because using a computer for too many hours can damage their eyes as well as cause backaches. What is more, young people can easily become addicted to the internet and spend hours in front of a screen. As a result, they socialize less with people their age. Moreover, some websites may not be reliable or safe, for instance, because anyone can upload information on the internet, information that is incorrect on purpose or due to lack of research may exist. Apart from that, when searching for information on the internet, a virus from a site may accidentally be downloaded, which may cause serious problems to their computer. In short, although the internet is very useful, it should not be overused. Young people should learn how to use the internet properly. This way they can avoid some of the dangers that come with using the internet. So we're going to read, so that will finish with the writing about the, an opinion essay. Now we're going to read, and after the reading, we have some comprehension questions and a bunch of vocabulary to check if you know them through, if you know their meanings through the context. So let's read. Are you happy? That's a good question. Everyone wants to be happy, but it seems that not many people can achieve happiness. It is not surprising that people who have a large circle of friends are usually happier than those who do not have much of a social life, and that healthy people are happier than sick people. What is surprising to most of us is that disabled people have the same possibility for happiness as the rest of us do. Even people who have been seriously injured in an accident describe themselves as happy 3 weeks afterwards. We have a naive belief that happiness means that nothing ever goes wrong. In order to be happy, we need to come to terms with a few truths. We must learn how to live, contentedly with the negative elements of life rather than attempting to live a life where nothing bad ever happens. A professor at the University of Chicago, which is Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, something like this, has spent a great deal of time researching happiness and has provided us with some food for thought. He believes that the key to happiness is something he calls the flow. So the flow is the state you are in when you are doing something that completely absorbs you. It comes when you are pushed right up to the limit of your ability, but not beyond it. People can get a feeling of flow from dangerous sports like mountain climbing or driving fast, but it can also come from less strenuous pursuits like painting or reading a great book. The point is that people do these things because they want to and not because they are looking for some kind of reward. A good measuring stick for those of us who are desperately seeking happiness is asking ourselves, is what I am doing today contributing to the things that are most important in my life? If not, why are you doing it? So we got two words, which is the first one, they were in red and underlined, which is naive. Someone who's naive, and it's an adjective. And number two, we got another word, which is strenuous. What does strenuous mean and what does naive mean in the text? So we have a naive belief, or happiness comes with less strenuous pursuits like painting. So naive doesn't mean firm, unrealistic, well-based. Or number two, strenuous. Does it mean demanding, easy, or common? Let's find for naive, which is a little bit unrealistic mean here. We know naive, people without experience or look stupid, we call them sometimes naive. But in the text here, naive belief, it means something unrealistic or something we just believe in without thinking. And for number two, strenuous, it means demanding. And both are adjective, naive and strenuous. Now let's go and check for more questions about the reading, about this, social experiments of Dr. Mihaly. So read the article and choose the correct completion in the following sentences. It is surprising that what? You remember, if we go back to the text, it is surprising that what? Sick people are happy? Disabled people are not generally unhappy, or people with busy social lives are happy. Which one is the best completion to the first sentence in number one? Is it A or B or C? So of course they talked about, many of us think that disabled people or people who got accidents are not happy. No. The search or the research that done by this doctor from Chicago proves that those people who are disabled or got some accidents, after 3 weeks, they start to feel happy. Two, outgoing people are what? Happier than shy ones? More boring than shy ones? Or smarter than shy ones? What do you think? According to the text, you remember, outgoing people, those who are open to everything, they have too many friends, are happier than the shy ones. For three, we can achieve the flow, which is the theory of the doctor from Chicago, which we call it the flow. So we can achieve the flow by doing what? A, dangerous things, by doing what we like, or C, something that will be rewarded, and of course by doing what we like. Number four, it is better to do things which are illegal. B, contribute to important things in your life, or are silly. And of course, you need to do things that can build up your future or contribute to your real life. So we got some essay writing about how to express your opinion, and that's what we have learned today. And two, we got some expressions to use in the essay, and we got some reading and some discussion about how to state your opinion about something. You got advantages and disadvantages. And that was all, and it was a revision. As you can see, we got, we get some also get some words and got the meanings, and that was a reading skill. And then we scanned for specific information to complete some sentences from the latest reading text. So these are the references for you if you like to check them out. And finally, for more information and lesson, you can visit our website ain.egu.com, and you can follow us on Twitter with ain_egu. And this is the number where you can call for any inquiry or information or updates. So at the end, I would like to thank everybody and hope to see you again. Until then, have a good day and Assalamu alaikum.